Hello, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world. My people, I am here today, 2nd of April 2025, for us to continue with our Biafra evangelism. Biafra is our nation, our religion. We must evangelize. Join me, fellow Biafrans, from wherever you are, so that we will continue. It is a must that we have to talk about Biafra. It is a must, my people, that Biafra must come. Nigeria is such a country that they don't realize what their problems are. Most of the things our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was able to tell them how to sort themselves out, but unfortunately, Nigeria is not a country that you will always advise or give information and they will make use of it, because they are so opinionated and their opinion is never good for any Nigerian. We Biafrans have decided to take our own freedom in our own hand. I thank you all for joining. Irene, Ehi, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me this evening. Fellow Biafrans, let us continue.
Tell me what we do, everybody want to kill us. They want to take what belongs to us. We the love our neighbors, so we the love ourselves too. So we just waiting in the holy book. You find a journey, oh no go, yeah, oh so yeah. The time is now. We want to go. Remember your promise. Ndiro maranyi kuluguru. Anachiwe mundanyi nike. Shaka. They are holding our lead. Mazina now is Prime Minister. We shall rise and defend our land. The land of rising sun is our hope.
Yes, my people, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, I am here today, my people, for us to continue talking about Biafra and what we want. Biafra is a wonderful nation in West Africa. We want the world to listen to what we are asking for, and that is our freedom and our liberty. Right now, my people, Ukraine and Russia, they are fighting, and the world in Europe and America talks about it. But the war between Biafra and Nigeria, nobody talks about it. Therefore, we have to be our own keeper. We have to tell the world, we have to speak the language that the world will understand. And that language is nothing but language of defense. We have to defend ourselves. My people, as you all know, Biafra was instituted in 1967 when these Maruda started killing us. Not just then, they started from 1935, 1943, and 1950 something. Till date, they have been killing us, and nobody says a word about it. They are fighting a war of conquest to conquer our land, and we are not going to watch, leave them, and continue to destroy what God gave us, what our ancestors left for us. So, my people, Nigeria is detaining our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Finland is detaining our PM for Nigeria. And that is just very difficult for me to understand why the Finland government should be detaining a man that has lived 20 years in their country without any offense, without committing any crime, and they are detaining him because of Nigeria, a terrorist nation that the whole world knows as the most dangerous terrorist nation in the world. So now, what we Biafrans are here to do is to come together as one, fight to liberate ourselves. Because if you are a little child and you have no father and mother, you become an orphan. And when you are an orphan, what do? You copy the way those who have their parents are growing up. Just that copy alone, and you will grow by yourselves. That's what we are doing. Our both leaders are now detained. We don't have to go and hide. We don't have to allow their accusers to say, yes, now that they have been detained, everywhere is quiet. But thank God that in the whole nation of the zoo, nowhere is at peace. That have exonerated our leaders. That is number one. Number two is that we have to continue to donate using biafragov.org/donate or biafrainUSA.org/tax to make a donation so that that woto will continue on the head of those who want to take our land. They can never take our ancestral land. Fulanis are not Nigeria. They are not Oduduwa. They are not Biafrans. They came from Sahel. They came from Futajalom. And they have been fighting for power to Fulanize us, to Islamize us. And we cannot accept that. So, my people, if we do not continue, they will say, oh, yes, it is actually these two men, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. They are the cause of the problem. But as I said earlier, God have exonerated these two men. It is sounding woto in every corner of Nigeria. In Edo, currently, they have summoned their governor that 16 Fulanis were unalived in Edo by Edo youths, and we encourage every state to allow their gallant men and their security men to be very security conscious and be at alert, because this is exactly what they do in the southeast. This is what they do all over the place, making life hell for people. They will send their marauding Fulanis with cattle to go and destroy crops so that people cannot feed. They want to impoverish you, so that even if they give you 5 naira, you can buy your mother for them. So my people, we have to educate and tell the world why we leave Nigeria. Though we don't owe anybody that explanation, but United Nations have made it as a criteria that if you want to live, if you want to be independent, you have to show the world that you can defend yourself. That is exactly the reason why we should all come together to donate. Irrespective of the absence of our two leaders, we must continue. So my people, I have to play for you the voice of our PM. They say that the voice of the elders is the beginning of wisdom. The things they said in the past is working for us right now. They have all come to play. Usman Danfodio from Futajalon took his cattle rearers down to Sokoto, which is in the northern part of Nigeria, and he vowed that he will dip the Quran to the sea, which is in the southeast or in the southwest, wherever way they want to do it. They are very serious. My people, we will not allow these marauders to take over. And that legacy he could not achieve in 1808 and thereabout. We know that he cannot achieve it, but he will achieve it if we do not mind what we are doing. So my people, I appreciate all of you to join us. We must continue to give woto woto to Nigeria until Nigeria disintegrates, because Nigeria is 300 million plus, and these people are merging you people together like cows and cattle so that they can rule you people. This is the neo-colonialism. Nigeria as a whole is bigger than Europe, but they split themselves in pieces so that they can rule themselves. That is one very factual point. Secondly, they know that Nigeria, the Fulani in Nigeria government, they are the worst terrorist group in the whole world. They are. America knows it. That's why they say that they have to place Nigeria in a CPC country persecuting Christians. So Biafrans, we cannot stop. We cannot give up. We must continue. Because our continuation of what happened before and during the time they arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and before and during the time they arrested our PM, if we continue, they will know that those two men were correct. We cannot go down or go to sleep. No, my people. Because if we go to sleep, if we do not talk about it, they will say, oh yes, these two men were really the problem. But God works in mysterious ways. That's why today the whole Nigeria is on fire. You cannot say it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not causing problem in Edo State. He's not causing problem in Ondo State. He's not causing problem in Zamfara State. This is just because Fulanis from Futajalon, they want to claim the land that does not belong to them. My people, we will not accept it. We will not allow that. You just have to take advantage of this very link, biafragov.org/donate or biafrainUSA.org/tax, just to make sure that your own donation counts for our liberation and our freedom. My people, we must continue. When you listen to what our PM said so many years ago, you will remember that they are on point, that they are these men that are the old prophets. Everything they said has come to pass. Other Nigerians now, they have been saying, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is right. Oh, Mazi Simon Ekpa is right. This is how God works, mysteriously. So my people, let us continue. I have to thank my people that have joined me. Irene, I appreciate you. Ekpa is great. Thank you so much for joining. Anyone that wants to join me should please indicate, and I will send you the link on this very comment section. Uchenna, thank you so much. And my wonderful sister Precious, thank you all for joining. Let us listen to what PM has to tell us here. This was one of his speeches during the days he was doing space. That was just last year anyway. Listen to it. What's going on? Please tell me if you are hearing the
Must
voice.
be ready to commit great violence upon evil men. And that's exactly what we are doing today. All of you longer be secured and safe. Please, whoever that is calling me should stop calling. Am I coming out clear?
Very well, sir.
Thank you very much. My fellow Biafrans, as we dream for peace, remember that for us to achieve our aim of having lasting peace in our land, the good men must be ready to commit great violence upon evil men. And that's exactly what we are doing today. All of you that are fighting the terrorists of Nigeria with me, you are the good men. And I want you to understand that you are doing the right thing and you are on the right track. It is only when the good men remain silent that the evil will strive. Today, the Biafra people have chosen not to remain silent. The killings, animosity that the Biafra people have witnessed for many decades is coming to an end. It is not going to come to an end very easily. We have been fighting and fighting since 1967 officially. And today, this is the 20th or 21st of October 2024. We are still fighting. Over 50 years. Israel got independence many years ago, decade ago. Israel is still today fighting for peace. We are surrounded by enemies who doesn't love us. The enemies that hated us, and what did the Britain do? They joined us forcefully together with these enemies who don't like our religion, who don't like our culture, who don't like our ways of life, who don't like anything about us, who mock our dialects, they mock our languages, they mock our name, everything about us, they hate. And for that reason, this generation that Simon Ekpa is very proud to be part of, have risen up to break the genes and free our older generation that are still alive and the unborn generation that is to come. Culture and way of life. I want you to understand that it is only the Biafra people that has what we call the land tenure and the farming system. It is the most prosperous process and system in land procurement. Anywhere, practice anywhere in the world, Biafrans have the best structure and system of land tenure.
Yes, my people, you see what our PM have just mentioned about land tenure. You all know that people of Fulani, they call Ruga, give me your land. They went to Ojus Okano and he gave them land in Lokpanta. They are claiming that land today. The Fulanis will tell you, oh, your leaders have sold land to us. But if you go to the north, where these Marudas are coming from, the land mass in the north is 3 times what you have in the southeast. That's why we have that structure of land. If you are traveling from Ugeli or from Warri to Sapele, you will not know that you have left Sapele, you are into Warri, because we do not have land. Yet they will know, because these people, they think they are smart. They will study and know what they will use in holding you down. But this land, our ancestors, they took time to structure this land tenure system the way PM is explaining it. Are we going to leave the Fulanis to take this land away from us? The world knows that Fulanis are the worst terrorists in the whole world, but they are looking to see what we are going to do. They cannot help us unless we start helping ourselves. Therefore, my people, the nitty-gritty of every program we are making is that we must come together to donate to fight for our land. We must come together. This donation is very, very important. A terrorist nation like Nigeria that have no respect for human life, no respect for law, not national law, not international law. You cannot win with the Fulanis unless you fight very hard. And how do we fight? By donating. We have Saturdays as the days we donate. We have our media on the space. You can donate there. We must continue. We cannot just stop. Currently, Madam Baobao called Ngozi Orabufulani was spotted going to Finland. What to do? What? She's going to give them evidence to nail our PM down. Make no mistake, my people. This is their plan, to make sure that our PM do not come out. But if we continue to donate, we don't have to be begging those who left to come back. They can go to Okomo or wherever, for all I care. We can do it, my people, without them, with or without them. Because those people, they are the eye of Nigeria in what we are doing. So this land tenure system is something that we don't have to ignore, because we live in a very short land mass. I have traveled to the north myself. If you drive from Jos to Bauchi, is how many hours? And you are still at the outskirts before you start going to a place like Mubi or Maiduguri. I've been to all these places, very, very far. They cannot use that land. They want to look for our trouble. And the world must know that this trouble that the Fulanis are causing is just something that will liberate us. People will now know that, oh, Biafrans, they have suffered in the hands of Nigeria. 1967 to 1970, millions massacred. From 1970 till 2025, we are still being massacred. My people, we cannot fold our hands watching these Marudas People who have no human value to destroy us or to keep holding our leaders. But if we continue to donate, make little sacrifice, our money will speak for us. Our Liberation Army, our Biafran resistance fighters, our Biafran defense forces, they will have something to do the needful. Look at the little one Edo boys did. They are fighting for their land. They are protecting their lives. They have right to defend themselves. But no, Fulani will summon them, as if to say their lives are now better than the lives of the indigenes of the land. No, my people, we have to continue.
And I will explain it to you. The Biafra people have traditionally practiced communal ownership, where land individual. Are you aware of that? Actually set up what the government in the world today are practicing. Before the coming of the white man, the people already have a system in Biafra called the land. I repeat again, peace will always remain a dream, where land and can only be achieved was not owned by individuals when good men and women are ready by the community or extended families upon the evil man. As I'm talking to you today, if this land is not just about the Fulani, it's happening only Usman and Fudio, but there are in also Biafra territory, the nowhere else. Empire only conquest. They in Biafra territory. Sword, you know why? And they armory these to other parts of the neighboring African countries. Politicians, because they know that Biafra, to continue the eastern region of the Niger area, is a no-go area. Everything that defines we protected people, our land, and one of them with our is culture, the land penal and the system. Gods.
Sorry, my people.
The kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, many of you organized press conference, from the special advisor to the president, then to the national security advisor, to the minister of justice, AGF, Malami. All of you organized press conference bragging how Biafra have ended, bragging how you can never hear, very soon nobody will hear about Biafra again. You thought you all succeeded, but hey, actually, I am just starting. If you think that you have cried, believe me, after the second day of December, when Biafra may have counted their vote and issued a declaration for the restoration of independence of Biafra, believe me, your cry will multiply by 1,000.
Yes, my people, PM was very correct. Their cry will definitely multiply. This is that time that PM was talking about. After 2nd of December. My people, 2nd of December, Honorable Fulani never allowed it to work. Why? Because she has this agenda to render everything that Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, have done over the years, to render it useless. But God, being with the Biafrans, she failed. Unfortunately, she failed because our PM, who knows that Nigeria never stops, they always want to have their eye in what we are doing. Nigeria don't love Biafrans. They hate us with passion, and we too, we hated them more. I cannot go liking you when I know that you don't love me. No, that is what they call self-defense. If you fight me, I will fight you back. Nobody has monopoly of violence. Though naturally we are not violent people, we have this instinct in us, which the Fulanis lack, because they live in the bush. We are very educated. Those ones who are not educated in our midst, you will not even know the difference. Those of them who do business, they have 3 or 4 boys or people working under them at a time, after which they will settle all of them. We do our things in the most decent way. I don't know whether to call it jealousy, but it's not our fault. When Jonathan was the president, he built schools for them. Go there, the Alamajiris, they don't go to school. They just radicalize them. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. You know? So these people, they keep fighting us. They never give up. I have a news here that one of our brothers is telling us about the DSS director that has been fired. It relates to our Onyendu. Let's listen to it. My people, as you can see, I cut my hair, to have, so that I can pour water on it.
6 years ago, that is what the DSS director has come out to beg Nigerians to do, the first line of defense. The DSS director yesterday in a video where he was addressing the solution to the insecurity challenges in Nigeria said every community must arm themselves to kill terrorists. He made mention of what happened in Tafawa.
This was exactly what Onyendu was telling everybody. They are coming. You have to equip yourself. You have to make sure that you fortify yourself. Protect your land. Thank God today we have army. Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Resistance Fighters, Biafran Defense Forces, Biafra Navy. I will always give kudos to my PM. Ndị Igbo na-akpọ ya omeife kelele ya. Ife niile Onyendu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu rapụ nke ndị ọcha na-akpọ template. He followed it to the latter. He followed it. My people, because of everything that happened during the time of Onyendu, our PM never left any stone unturned. Within a short period of time, PM got to this level where we are today. We have government, we have ministers, cabinet ministers, and ministers without portfolio that have other areas that they are taking care of. Who wouldn't fight for our PM? I'm going to play the voice of my information minister, and you will hear what he said about the protest for our PM in Finland and all the Finland embassies.
There were local government in Bauchi, different places, that the reason why the Fulani bandits and Boko Haram no longer go there is because if you go there, you will not come back alive. That if the terrorist comes there, they will kill the terrorists. Okay? So because of that, the internet is on fire. And the DSS director, one of the charges he filed against Nnamdi Kanu is that Nnamdi Kanu said people should defend themselves, which is contrary to the established police and military. It's one of the things they fight against Nnamdi Kanu. Do you see how hate, animosity is making these people to detain an innocent person? So, before I go further to explain what Ejimako said, so that people will not say we are just saying what the SS director did not say, okay? Let us hear from the DSS director. Stay with me in this video. After listening to what he said by himself, let us come back to understand the position of Nnamdi Kanu and Aloy Ejimako. Take a listen.
Speaking seriously about the practical approach to mobilizing to curb insecurity, I'll share experience with you when I was state director in Bauchi. Most of you will remember an incident in Azari. A group of terrorists, the Boko Haram, they had invaded Azari. They were shooting in an attempt to kidnap and the community chased them. They killed some members of the community, but the community members killed all of them. The last guy, Khalid, climbed onto a tree and was fired. The community stood, they were resilient, and they killed Khalid. Since that day, there has not been one terrorist attack in Azad. As a matter of fact, the former head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, said, and I quote, "If we want to stop or curb this terrorism, we shall emulate the Azari example." Tafa Balewa also happened to be a local government in Bauchi that was always in flames. And the people of Bogoro and some part of Tafa Balewa, where the Sire was rose up on one occasion. They knew their terrain better, climbed onto trees and mountains when the invaders came. They did not only repel them, they seized their weapons. And since then, you can attest to it that you hardly hear about Tafa Balewa again. What I'm trying to say, the practical approach to mobilizing people is that you have to get everyone involved. You do not expect the Nigerian army, police, DSS, to protect every Nigerian or every community. It is not going to work.
Yes, my people, what he is saying is very, very correct. When Biafra comes, if Nigeria did not disintegrate, they are going to be our neighbors, excluding the Fulanis. Because as it is now, every Nigerian and every Biafran, every Oduduwan is ready to put hands together to get rid of these few minor or minority of terrorists called Fulanis. Fulanis have no place in Africa that they have tribe. They are just settlers that are very violent in nature. They have no value for life. It is always good. I find it very interesting doing what I'm doing because I know that one or two journalists from Finland and from Nigeria, they listen because our PM's court hearing final is next month. Because of all the allegations made against our PM that he's causing violence in Southeast Nigeria. When has Nigeria government start loving the Igbos and the Southeasterners? When? They've always hated us, always fought us, and they're still fighting us. Every nook and crannies in Biafra land, the Southeast, you have every 5 poles, military checkpoint, and those militaries are the terrorists that have repented. By now, they will be military during the day. At night, they will become terrorists. This is what is going on in Nigeria, across Biafra land and across Oduduwa nation. That is what is going on. I'm not speaking for any nation, but I'm speaking for my nation, Biafra. But when Biafra comes, obviously, Oduduwa and Nigeria is likely to be our common neighbors. And the Fulani people are not Nigerians. They are not Oduduwans. They are from Futajalon, terrorizing everybody. Who told them that when their forefathers did not succeed, when life was in dark, that they will succeed now? It's impossible, highly impossible. That's why we do what we do, to let the world know how deadly Nigerians are, because they must disintegrate.
In the US, If you visit someone in the house, you'll be shocked that when the guy hears a police siren, he will just pull his drawer, bring out his gun and keep it. So one of my hosts did that, and I asked him, why are you putting gun here? He said, well, if they are chasing someone and he enters my house, I'll shoot him first. And that is the layer we have to start thinking about.
Yeah.
How can you create first line of defense? The military, police, and other security agencies are to deal with the bigger ones, the organized ones. But it is impossible for us to deploy to every community in the country. It is unimaginable that any security agencies that has that resources to do it. So as we live here, we all belong to one community or the other. What we have to start experimenting is how we can make the community to prepare first if the first line of defense works. General Wahab said it clearly. And for me, there are 3 takeaways from his lecture. By the way, the general and I were guest speaker at one program in our office, so I'm not surprised that it's a dexterity. Those of us who are is that nationwide. What the DSS director said is true, that they don't have the capacity. They must accept the reality that they have failed. They must accept the reality that this is a shameful act. They must accept the reality that Nigeria can never be sustainable. But it's a hard reality though. Even you watching me, it's a hard reality for you to, succumb to. But the reality is going to hit you. In Nigeria, if it has not happened to you, you won't understand what others are going through. But when it hits you, look at people from Niger Delta now say they want to secede. Uromi people are beginning to understand what Igbos do said about all this attack and defending yourself.
Yeah.
It's a reality that will be done on anyone. Now, Sarah reporters reported on Tuesday that Ajayi made a remark during the public engagement, which Symphony broadcasted. He referenced past incident in Bauchi State where local communities successfully fought off Boko Haram insurgents without waiting for security forces. So that was what Sarah reporters reported yesterday. So it is important we understand that this issue is not because someone doesn't know what he or she is doing. Nnamdi Kanu has ever been right, okay? Nnamdi Kanu has ever been right. Now, it says that Ejimako, who took to social media, highlight what he called a double standard in the Nigerian government treatment of Kanu, reminded the DSS DG that Kanu is being unjustly held for making a similar statement. The lawyer pointed out that Kanu's call for self-defense was cited as a justification for his arrest. Extraordinary rendition from Kenya in 2021 and subsequent prosecution for incitement of violence. They called what Nnamdi Kanu said incitement for violence, while the DSS director is saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. You see why this Nigeria is doomed and doomed forever.
Nigeria is now, very nepotistic.
Said, defend yourself is the same thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that was twisted to justify his extraordinary rendition and charging him for incitement of violence. This is a shameful thing, okay? It's a shameful thing to Nigeria government, the DSS, and whoever that is connected to that inhuman treatment. Now, he further stated that Kanu's remark has been a key factor in the Nigerian government 2017 proscription of IPOB as a terrorist organization, which he argues led to the prosecution of many young Igbo people. The same statement DSS made was the same statement that led them to proscribe IPOB. You people will suffer for the consequences you have done. It is now or never. It's also the same thing that led to the proscription of IPOB and hunting the young Igbos as terrorists, he said. Kanu, a British Nigerian political activist and leader of IPOB, has been a central figure in the agitation for the secession of southeastern Nigeria under the proposed state of Biafra. His very rhetoric and calls for self-determination have frequently put him at odds with Nigerian government. And the article continues, but the fact must be the fact. That was what Kanu said. For those of you who call Kanu all sort of names, everything Kanu said
Time will come, you people will still fall back to it. If you might begin to rant your mouth because you don't know Kano, because his name sounds simple, because you don't know what he stands for, you don't know that he meant well for you, begin to rant, do what you want to do, no problem. But
you see this thing they keep saying because you are not Igbo. Do you know who brought that to the entire nation? Is Fulanese. A Fulani man is willing to go to school to learn how to destroy. They don't produce anything. They don't use their brain. Fulani has been controlling Nigeria oil since 1958 till date. Nothing useful. Nothing useful. Nigeria has no aircraft. Not national airline, not international. They have no schools, no industries. They all depend on foreign goods. The only thing they have, oil, crude oil and gas, they will take it abroad to refine and bring it back. They don't have it. How can we be, hanging out with nobodies wanting to be somebody? Yet, you wash that pig, scrub it, and it's not ready to go with you. It will go back to the slum. Shedding human blood. That is the second name of Fulanese. My people, we cannot. Just take advantage of this biafragov.org/donate. We will make it. I am no longer, after listening to one of our brothers on the space, he said to us we should stop crying about those who have gone with Ngozi Orabu Fulani. Let them go to Okumo and burn not to ashes. That we can do it. We can. Onyendu was asking for $1. He asked for it. Onyendu said to Biafrans in America, can you not donate $1? That's what Onyendu asked them. Can you not donate, even if it is $1? Let me play it.
ordinary $1. $1.
No, man, you can make God right nearby. Join me about.
I ask all of you, go and try and recruit one tomorrow. Can you recruit? Ordinary $1 was a problem. $1 became a problem.
Can you imagine Onyendu was asking for $1 become a problem? And these are the people who say they want freedom. I want you all to listen.
Can't you afford $1? I can't you come at you never. You never. You can't afford $1? Why not? Because Fulani people are laughing at us. They are counting on that thing you have inside you.
They are counting on that thing you have inside you. I want you to understand, those people that you are going to hear their audio today, this is what Onyendu is addressing here. That thing inside you.
Evil.
That thing is inside you, always telling you, destroy anybody that is rising up to save his people, especially if you are from Igbo. That is what Onyendu is addressing here.
That destructive demonic spirit in you, to question and to argue everything.
That demonic and destructive spirit they are carrying up and down to question and destroy everything. To question, you understand? They came together, all these fallen demons. That's why, if you look at the topic, I said fallen demons. We can't give them angels as a name. No, they are not fallen angels. They are fallen demons. Now, the destructive spirit in them is always pushing them to question everything. That is the people Onyendu is talking to here. They can never be part of the Biafra movement anywhere. Their spirit, God has actually used us to fish them
You post ESN, they question it. You raise front, they question it. Because the demonic spirit inside them, which we have identified, we did not allow them to come closer to what we are doing. Today, the worst one, the one that is now, breaking their head is that Madam Azoka appeared in a red cloth, and then in the Zoom, she is wearing a different cloth. That one is what we call Obari Buhari. And they are running mad. How can Madam Azoka, a video, show red cloth, and then in the Zoom, she have another cloth? But this particular demonic spirit in them and destructive spirit in them that is making them question everything could not give them ordinary sense to say, oh, so Madam Azoka actually is even in the Zoom at all. Yeah, and they got something.
Yes, my people, everything they are saying here is exactly what Madam Bao portrayed. Onyendu is talking about this donation and is telling us at the same time that there's evil spirit in some of us. And it is because of that evil spirit that the Fulanis believe that we are nobody, that they can overrun us, because they will come and bribe one of you and you will just follow them and be doing wrong things. Let me play the voice of our information minister so that you will hear what he said.
It is everywhere in Nigeria, so it is not just like the terrorists have declared state of emergency on security generally in Nigeria, and then sit down, have a holistic.
Now, while one Nigeria is on fire, Washington DC congressmen and the senators are already of the know of what Biafrans have been talking about. They have already understood that the genesis of this thing that we are seeing now, which the senators of one Nigeria are talking about, which the reps, which the governors, which the citizens are speaking, that the Biafran people have already tabled this case to them. These are encapsulated into the results of the House of Foreign Affairs of the United States of America taking a decision of the designation of Nigeria into that red list. Because what is happening now and what has happening for the past few days is worse than what anyone can just overlook. So we salute all our leaders that have sacrificed the test of time for Biafra. Whether they made it down successfully or they were betrayed along the way or they are still active in service, we salute you, because it's not easy to be a land, to lead the Biafran people under the contraption of a destructive tendencies of a one Nigeria that we have, where you will make every effort to liberate your people. The same zoo terrorist government will go back to pay off some people behind your back to destroy the effort that you have made. They created a system of hunger, starvation, criminality, a system that is incapacitated so that they will make you to become a pauper. You come back begging, so that when they now come to offer you bread, while you had longed for shawarma, because you see bread as an option, you will rather take bread and then forget about a shawarma. Because for the past 10 years, you have not seen biscuit. So if you're not given a bread while you were longing for a shawarma, what will you do? You would.
Yes, my people, I welcome Lekon, my wonderful brother. Thank you so much for joining. Wonderful Biafrans, remember to click the like button so that more people will be invited to this program. You see, the program may not be that much, but the issue here is that we have our liberation and freedom fight at hand. We must continue to remind ourselves that the children of Usman Dan Fodio After how many years and decades, they haven't forgotten the legacy that their father left for them. He left the legacy of Fulanizing and Islamizing the whole nation and the surroundings. We had Oduduwa, we had Biafra, we had the Hausas, and they amalgamated us. The Fulanis, they think they are very smart, but we will outsmart them and tell them that they are our visitor to our land. We welcome them and they thought that we are fools. Biafrans, we must unite. We must unite. I cannot tell you that Fulanis are all from one tribe, wherever they came from. But they are united. They are very, very intentional. They are very serious in what they are doing. They are not relenting. That's why we have to do what we do on daily basis to remind us that these people are visitors. You will have them say Wazobia. I said it yesterday, and let me repeat it today. Wazobia means Wa means come in Yoruba land. Zo means come in Hausa. And Bia means come in Igbo. No matter what you do, we are all one, my people. They want to split us by telling you, oh, you are not Igbo. You are not Igbo. But little did they know that Igbos are more sensible than they are. Why do I say this? Because when you keep fighting someone, every time you fight someone, like what happened in the do now, they say Igbo. Everything, Udiku, 1966, they say Igbo. Just you name a dog, give it a bad name so that it can be sold. But now, I'm happy that all Southerners, they have realized the tricks of the Fulanis. You don't have to answer Igbo if you are not Igbo. But that's how they address all of us in the Southeast. And in the Southeast is not only Igbo-speaking Biafrans that we have. We have Efik-speaking Igbos. We have Edo-speaking Igbos. We have Benue-speaking Igbos. Just like that. That's the way. Only 3 tribes that was there when Usman Dan Fodio came. And him and his children, descendants, continue to devise a means to counter these people that looks very, very aggressive when you attack them. Because we are peace-loving people, we Southerners, both West and the East, we are peace-loving people. Yorubas after the war, they gave back all the houses belonging to Biafrans. Even my uncle has 3 houses in Apapa. Do you know that the Yoruba man who rented those houses took him to the bank and transferred all the money? My uncle fought what my mother described as Burma War. And when he came out, they dropped them at Apapa. He went and lived at Kirikiri. He started doing business there and had his children, all of them there. Some married Yoruba girls. But they want to destroy our relationship so that we will be busy fighting each other and they will be busy taking our oil. That Nigeria is... Thank you so much, Maria. Our PM, we love you. You will soon be out. Thank you so much. Yes, that's our prayer, for him to be out. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you. So, my people, we are one. We should not allow The legacy of Usman Dan Fodio to swallow us. We are the owners of the land. Hausa people are now crying. They are crying. Fulanis are fighting them. People from Ondo, they are running away from their homes. Fulani are fighting them. People from Edo, crying. Fulanis are fighting them. Now it has gone to exonerate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What he has been saying. It has gone to exonerate our PM. For those who are fighting that our PM will not come out, God will turn your face upside down. And you will all be asleep when our PM will come out. Because he is doing nothing short of what Finland did in the 30s to liberate themselves from USSR. Our PM is not doing anything other than what Zelensky is doing right now to free himself from Putin. And Alexander Stubb is one of those championing the freedom and liberty of Ukrainians. So why is it that it has gotten to this time he doesn't know what freedom is? I know that they are very poor. They are looking for money. They are looking for fuel and gas. But Alexander Stubb should realize that this oil is under Simon's control, that it is from his region. We are not begging anybody to allow us to remain. Biafrans, what do? We have to keep fighting to exonerate our PM and our leader, because the accusation is that they are the ones causing problem in Southeast. But they are not. They are not. If we keep quiet, if we do not donate to support our gallant men, that means they will be correct. Ọ bụrụ na anyị atụrụ ego ndị Biafra, ndị nke na-anụ ife m na-ekwu kịta, ọ bụrụ na anyị atụrụ ego Finland asị ebe niile ajụgo oyi maka na PM anọrọ ya, ọ ifefa na-eme PM accuse na ọnyanwa na-eme Southeast dị insecure, no PM na-egbusisi ndị amị ma nọ asị asị. Now God, who want to exonerate our PM and our Onyendu, has made it na woto na fiozi ebe niile na Nigeria. Ọ bụrụzi PM na-eje Edo wee je na-egbu ndị Fulani, ọ bụrụzi PM jere n'Ondo wee na-egbu ndị Fulani, ọ PM na-eje Zamfara wee na-egbu ndị Fulani, ka ọ ya jere n'obodo. This obodo DSS director said here that everybody should arm themselves to defend themselves against the terrorists. Now they have been vindicated. If this coming final hearing next month for our PM to be freed, if it comes and Finland never released him, then we will fight Finland ourselves. They will then tell us why they are holding our PM. Because PM has lived there for 20 years. We did our first convention there, second convention there, and they took all the money from our hotel bills. So PM has been making his own contributions towards the progress of Finland. And they allowed us to do our convention there. If we are saboteurs or we are terrorists, why do they allow us? Finland are a confused nation. Alexander Stubb, to be precise, because he is the current president of Finland. He is. Why would they be detaining a man? Okay, they say government in exile and PM is in exile. If it is illegal, why was government in exile internationally recognized? As he lives in Finland, that's the only place he has to be and fight from exile. When Charles de Gaulle of France was in United Kingdom fighting Hitler, why didn't Britain detain him and say that he's terrorizing Europe? Europeans are very, very hypocritical. They are hypocrites. And they are the cause of all the problems we have in Africa. Europe, they started enslaving us after the Arabs, because it is the Arab people that started slave trade, followed by Europe. Followed by Europe. Until tomorrow, Europe is still fighting on how to enslave us. They don't want us to be in their country. You come there, they will face you with immigration problems. If you don't have your paper, they will deport you. But they want our oil. They want our gas from Biafra land. That's why they don't want Biafra to come. This is it. The other day, Wike was, he collapsed. They rushed him to France. Tinubu, every little thing, he will go to France. And they know that he's a corrupt man, that Tinubu is not just a criminal. He is a drug cartel man in America. Because as soon as he finishes his tenure, America will come for him. He forged his paper. So in Europe, they will accept what crime they want to accept. And Switzerland is holding the Amazonian representative, their leader, Dr. Cho Ayoba. Finland is holding our PM. Can you imagine that? So my people, we need our togetherness. We need to continue to give woto to these marauding Fulanis. They are the ones, as corrupt as they are, they do it nationally and internationally. They corrupted Finland. They did. Because I don't know Finland's interest with Nigeria, to the extent that they will detain somebody they know that is a freedom fighter. Shame on them. Let's listen to our information minister.
Run for it. So we salute our leaders. We come down to our supreme leader. Our supreme leader was kidnapped. We want the international community to, at this point, understand and remember the reason why our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped. Our supreme leader was kidnapped because of telling the entire world, because of telling the entire world, Nigerian people, because of telling everyone, most especially the Christendoms, that the Fulani terrorists have gathered, that they have made a decision to Islamize one Nigeria and everything in it. These are the reasons why our leaders were detained. This is the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. He did not steal anything. He did not beat anybody. He did not destroy anybody's property. But because he took the bold step of telling the entire people of Nigeria that the Fulani terrorists have grouped and regrouped, and they have colluded with the one Nigerian military personnel that call themselves, who are the same likes of the Islamic jihadist terrorists of the Fulani extract. If they should ask one Nigeria, why did you kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The only thing they will tell you is because he is telling them that they should have Biafra and that Fulani terrorists is around everywhere. But today, it is the reality of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They committed international crime by going all the way to Kenya to kidnap our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Mm-hmm.
They lock him up. After they kidnap him in Kenya, beat him for many days, detain him, and then later weeks him masked.
They beat him for 8 days.
Down to one Nigeria. Till today, he is in detention.
Mm-hmm.
Incarcerated. Confined to a one room where not even the lawyers can see him at their convenience. Where there is no private client to client or client to lawyer or client to attorney free conversation medium without being monitored by one Nigerian terrorist government. There is none of such granted to him. The same t-shirt, the same trouser, the same panties, the same singlet that this very man wore when he was kidnapped in Kenya in 2021, June, is the same dress code that he has on him till date. His eyeglasses, his lens that was destroyed during the altercation and the massacre, which they wanted to do to him, his eyeglasses or his lens was destroyed, and up to today it has not been restored. Many wonder how he sees and how he's able to even read when they saw him read from the courtroom. Another shocking thing that people should understand is that those same books or slips that you saw our Supreme Leader read in the courtroom, he was never allowed the permission or the audience to peruse through those slips. He was never allowed to go through those pamphlets that you saw while he is in the DSS custody. But when the only time he has the time to go through those things is when he appears in court, because when the attorneys and lawyers come to visit him, they don't allow them to even hand a pamphlet to him to go through or to read. So he doesn't know what they are bringing up against him tomorrow in court, what his attorneys and lawyers are filing to contravene whatever that is coming against him in court. Because no private discussion of a client to an attorney or to someone in detention or to a lawyer is granted for him to have such discussion in one Nigeria.
Yes, my people, what my Minister of Information is saying here is very, very correct. You know, in legal practice, when you have a case and you don't have a lawyer, you will be asked by the judge that you have right to engage the services of a lawyer to represent you. If you don't have, they have the one they call duty solicitors, those who are always available in the court to represent you free of charge. Those ones are paid by the state. But in Nigeria, no such thing existed. Onyendu has lawyers. They denied those lawyers access to him, and they want him to come and stand trial. I've never seen a country like Nigeria in my life. I'm telling you, I've never seen or heard. Nigeria is the worst country controlled by Fulanis. The only thing Fulani man knows, buy, kill, rape. That's all they know. That's all they know. Cut off. That's all they know. They don't go to school. You will see them in uniform. That uniform is just licensed to kill and not be questioned. They will say it's state actor, but they are all terrorists. How can a man like our leader, who was incarcerated since 2000 and he was incarcerated in 2019 from Kenya to Nigeria, brought back, detained every day, caught here, caught there, nothing is happening. The court will give a ruling. Those 3 judges that say that he should be discharged, they transfer them out of anger that these judges are not the right thing or the right people to dispense judgment over Onyendu's case. He told them that no Nigeria court has right to preside over Onyendu's case. But Nigeria, they don't allow Onyendu to have access to his lawyers. Binta Nyako will even tell them, go on Fridays and Mondays to see him. Sometimes they will deny him access for a whole month. The lawyers won't know his whereabouts. Nobody will see him. What a country. And somebody from there, like our PM, who is fighting to liberate his people, they will go and woo Finland. Use Madam Bao Ngozi Orabufulani to come and destroy everything that PM have set up. Just to get at these same people. You will burn our businesses in Lagos. You will burn our businesses in Onitsha. You will go to Port Harcourt, Eke Utoto, in Imo State. You will go there and burn. You burn houses. You go to the north. You burn. You will buy Deborah. You will do everything. The same people. You don't want us to stay. You don't want us to go. My people, what we have said is that whether Nigeria wants it or not, we will agree this for them, that we are out of their system. I have agreed for Nigeria that Biafra will go. Whether they like it or not, they cannot Islamize us. Why is it that we Christians, we don't fight to Christianize them? I don't know the kind of human beings that these Fulanis are. Very tiny things like rats, causing a lot of commotion. My people, we must take advantage of IOU and this very link. That's why I have it here. biafragov.org/donate. Kafane enwete that woto. Because if we don't do it, fasizia na eziokwu. No, because no the PM no ya nwa sponsor. Ogbugbu a na-egbu ndị amị. Anyị ga na-atụ ego anwa ka a na-egbufa every day. Fabiana na our land, because all those soldiers are the terrorists. They give them uniform. Yes. Yes. Anyị ga na-emie. My people, let's not cry again over those Ngozi took. Let her take them. We can do it and we must do it. They will never take our land. They will not. So any Finland journalist that is secretly watching this, go and tell your country that they are committing crime against humanity. They are showing that their human right does not work. What justification do Finland have in detaining our PM? None at all. They are not Nigerians. What's their problem? They are not Biafrans. Since they are detaining PM, Biafrans were recognized in 1967 by Finland. Their ancestors will be turning in their graves that their children have gone bonkers because they want oil. Let them come and take that oil. Iluo na Finland or they so wretched. They have nothing. That's why they are looking for oil from Nigeria by detaining our PM. I gonna donate ego so that when our men on ground let us not stop, my people. Let us not stop. We have to really defend our PM at all costs. At all costs, we must defend our PM by donating. By ime Kishon na Musa na ebe akwa nwa ebe. Let's listen.
So our supreme leader have paid the price for this very freedom. And not just for this freedom, but for the entirety of one Nigerian people. Yes, because the massacre that happened everywhere in one Nigeria, this our supreme leader has preached, educated everyone in one Nigeria about it. They ignored him. Rather, they planned to kidnap him. Because they thought it is all about Biafra ideology. They forget that we don't only speak Biafra, but we speak the freedom of every indigenous persons in one Nigeria. Those persons that were originally born and their ancestry were in the Nigerian enclave, not those ones that migrated from the Sahel to come in and usurp opportunities that were never theirs. Our supreme leader was kidnapped because of explaining and speaking to entire people of one Nigeria about this Fulani terrorist massacre and takeover that is happening. He was kidnapped. Our prime minister rose up because of the kidnap of our supreme leader to tell the world and explain and point it out that our supreme leader did not commit any crime. That the only crime he committed was to tell everyone in one Nigeria that the Fulani terrorists have grouped and regrouped in thousands and millions to launch the attack of jihad and to cut off heads of babies, women, and children. And that we cannot stand, fold our arms, and watch and see our babies, women, and children slaughtered on a daily basis. Rather, we will fight to the last man standing in self-defense to defend our women, babies, and children. Just like you have heard many of the journalists and the senators and the reps of one Nigerian contraption lamented, the country cannot help you. So the people of the communities have to resort into becoming their security, becoming their vigilantes to themselves. Because T.Y. Danjuma, someone that headed Nigeria and headed the military of Nigeria, came to tell all of us that every one of us waiting to see that one Nigeria will help you, you are wasting your time. Because they will not help you. Why? Because they collude with the terrorists. They collude with the terrorists. They kill Nigerians. They buy Nigerians. They unalive the babies, women, and children on a daily basis. Why? Because they want jihad to stand. So if a former head of state of one Nigeria, if a former military personnel, former defense minister of one Nigeria is telling you that this is what is obtainable in one Nigeria, what are you supposed to do as a citizen?
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Yeah, my people, we welcome our brother Emenike. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Wonderful Biafrans, keep hitting the like button so that more Biafrans will come in. Wonderful people, you have heard it. What my Minister of Information is telling us is the reality of our predicament. Now, this man that spoke now, whose name is T.Y. Danjuma, fought Biafrans. Why were they fighting Biafrans? Because Biafrans mentioned exactly what he's saying now, in 1966. We mentioned it so many years ago that we should not allow the Fulanis to take over our land. He is from Taraba State. Now, Taraba is like their footstool, as they have always said. There's a video I played on Monday with the voice of one of our elder statesmen, Professor Obuonye, talking to Soludo, because the southern governors are very stupid and very gullible. They are stooges. They want to use the blood of their citizens to give Fulani one Nigeria in a platter of gold. Now the life of Fulanis is regarded as a better life than the life of any citizen. That's what it is. Yes. Our sister said, at Finland and Alexa Stubb, you are a disgrace with your one-sided solidarity. Just as you always say that Ukraine is fighting for their rights and freedom, so is Simon fighting. Exactly. That's the hypocrisy that have existed in the world today. I don't know why the whole of Europe are fighting to protect Ukraine from Russia. But Switzerland detaining Dr. Cho Ayoba, Finland detaining our PM. My dear, it is disgusting. I cannot understand it. I don't know why the world is so wicked. Do you know that the number of people that they buy in Nigeria in a week since the war started in Ukraine in 2023, that they have never recorded such casualties? I'm telling you, in a week, in the whole of the Zoo nation, or in Oduduwa nation, or in Biafra land, you can never record such rate of buying of human beings. Yeah, exactly. They want to save Ukraine. That is that supremacy that is killing them. They want to save Ukraine because Russia said that Ukraine should not join NATO and sell their USS to the Western world. That's their problem. But look at us. Every day, they are buying us. Every day. They are not saying a word. Alexander Stubb, that posed on a picture with our PM, unashamedly went and kept our PM. They will tell you tomorrow we will release him. Oh, we have concluded our investigation. This investigation that Finland people don't ever conclude. I don't understand it. The fact that our PM is married to a Finnish woman, had Finnish grandchildren, he's a lawyer in that country. Is it not enough for Finnish people? What do they want? Because Latin is different from the other side where they did a convention in year 2023. They are not the same people. Did he understand that our PM, Mazi Simon Ekpa, came from that place where that oil that Nigeria is promising them came from? He would have been better off supporting Biafrans than supporting a terrorist nation. That is it. My sister, your question is as good as mine. Is as good as mine. I cannot understand why Alexander Stubb will stoop so low. Now America has decided that Nigeria should be placed as country persecuting Christians. And Alexander Stubb heard all that and is still detaining our PM. That's why I am very, very happy to display every news about Fulani terrorizing the whole Nigeria. Before, they will tell you it's an Igbo thing. Now it's everywhere. They will say, you Igbos, you Igbo. Now everybody is getting it. Good for Nigerians. Because they will not speak up. They will not say the truth. Now every one of them is under threat. They are being attacked by the Fulanis all over. But my people, ometekwenaka Fulani liberensia, a ga-etinye fa n'ime fridge, fejezie juo oyi there. If every Nigerian will rise up, there are not many. All will pop with one hand. You know, please, let's listen to my information minister.
That is coming from T.Y. Danjuma. And T.Y. Danjuma is not just a T.Y. Danjuma as they say him. This is the former chief of army staff for Nigeria. And so he's someone that has been in the terrain, someone that understands the system of one Nigeria the way it has been galvanized. It has been galvanized to work for jihad. So what will the indigenous persons do? Having heard all this, you have to resort into self-defense. There has been another thing that sparked public discourse. A farmer, a Christian farmer, who was accosted in his farm by Fulani terrorists with his livestock, and he uses the cows to destroy the farmer's crops. And then the farmer said, why do you have to do that? So the Fulani terrorist said, you don't have any power to tell me what to do with my cow in your farm. And he did not stop there. He pulled his machete to massacre the farmer. And the farmer, in self-defense, overpowered him and defended himself by making sure he unalived him first. But you know what One Nigeria tells you? One Nigeria passed a verdict that that Christian farmer is guilty of defending himself and unaliving someone that came to unalive him first. So, the world does not need to keep quiet about what is happening in one Nigeria. United States of America and every other well-meaning international bodies, they need to take rapid action against one Nigeria. But this very evening, we salute the existence of our Prime Minister. Because without him, standing as a shield to take all the bullets against the indigenous persons of Biafra, today, all our women and children will not be alive. Yes. Finland detained him because he's defending or standing to speak for the Biafran people against the genocide and the slaughter that was ongoing, and it is still ongoing as we speak now.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been any difference. Since the detention of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the genocide of one Nigeria has increased. His presence, when he was not in detention, actually hindered one Nigerian terrorist, Fulani, both in the uniforms and those in the bushes, from invading every part of one Nigeria. Today, in his absence, one Nigerian terrorist have invaded more than places that they never invaded before. That is why you now see that one Nigerian terrorist government can now grant to Fulani Islamic jihadist terrorists for them to travel with guns and move from one state to another. So we sing praises of the existence of our Prime Minister, one, and we say, God, thank you for giving him to us. Even if he is in detention now, he is a blessing to humanity. Yes. And here goes the message now. One Nigerian terrorist government having many checkpoints from Port Harcourt, from the acclaimed situation of where they said the Fulani hunters were traveling from to Uromi. If you go and check your map, I want everyone to go and visit their map as we speak now, because I posted out a map yesterday. I posted out that map so that Biafrans will go and start looking at something and then study to see what is actually happening. If you are to move from Port Harcourt to Uromi in Edo State, Port Harcourt is in River State, all rivers, where Wike and the other man is having their quagmires in politics.
Asari Dokubo.
If you have to travel from Port Harcourt to Uromi in Edo State, I tell you that if you're going with a car, you will use, if there is no traffic on the road, if there is no traffic on the road, you will spend 5 hours, 23 minutes. There is no train moving from there, so no calculations with train. Then if there is traffic, then just calculate that you may spend up to 8 hours or 10 hours, or even the entire day. Then if you're going with your foot, you will spend 2 days moving from Port Harcourt to Edo State, Uromi, precisely. Now, for those of us that are only in within Abia State and Akwa Ibom State, all Abia and all Akwa Ibom, when you are moving from Abia to Akwa Ibom, you will see that it's not up to an hour. But you will calculate and tell me how many military checkpoints that you have. How about somebody moving from Enugu to Imo State? How many checkpoints will you see? When you even listen to the journalist that was speaking, the journalist told you how rough the roads are. How rough the roads are. That there are so much of reportage of kidnappings by the same Fulani terrorists. Please, those that speak grammars very well, don't expect us to be speaking too much grammar. We are not from English school or English class. English is not our language, okay?
Not at all.
It's a borrowed one. So don't expect me to have all the dictions correct, because most of you normally come to tell my Prime Minister that he does not speak English well. He does not have all his dictions correct, okay? So I'm not here to do grammar or lecture. The way you hear my English like that, take it like that. So don't expect that I must have all the dictions correct, okay? I know be English teacher, I beg. And I'm not staying in America or UK. Even those that are in America and UK, they are English. Now the one where they speak from Motor Park self. So when you consider 5 hours from Port Harcourt to Uromi, you will calculate how many checkpoints of one Nigerian terrorist military uniforms that you will likely see. So the question now is, what happened to all these checkpoints and the military that were on this road? Did they check the Dangote truck and saw all these rifles and then gave them a pass to continue? That is one question. How many checkpoints are there within Port Harcourt to Uromi? How many checkpoints? After you now calculate all the checkpoints, so tell me, so all the checkpoints from Port Harcourt to Uromi in Edo State, they gave a green flag to the weapons that is carried by persons that they claim they did not give them license. No, that is why the title of this program is that Nigerian terrorist government gives gun license to Fulani Islamic jihadist terrorists. Because if you did not give them gun license, how come they travel all the way from Port Harcourt and they are traveling with weapons, guns, ammunitions of all kinds, with no stoppage, with all the checkpoints that they have checked them, they checked them and gave them a pass. They said, yes, you can continue. Not just a pass, a green pass. A green pass. You know what it means for you to have a green pass? A green pass in driving a school is talking about when you are now moving from one territory or boundary to another. That means you have passed one boundary. That is when you're given a green pass. You're not even within one state. You are out of another state. As you're leaving one state to another, you're now talking about the boundary commission. So the checkpoint that they have granted you a green pass that you.
Yes, my people, you know what is going on in the zoo. The Fulani man has now been placed above everybody in that region. They buy one Fulani, the governor of that state will go to the north to answer query. Like the Edo governor was summoned to Kano to come and answer. Fulanis are busy buying everybody in all the states. Ondo people are running away from their land. Ogun people running away from their land. People of Zamfara, they are no longer there. Fulani have taken over. People of Enugu State, they are now in IDP camp. People of Imo, they have no more hope to go to. But touch one Fulani, you can imagine. But it is somewhere written in the Bible. Fret not thyself. All those who have come to mock you, all those who have come to mock you, God said that they will be as nothing. Is there? Isaiah 41 verse 10. Where God was telling his children, fear not, for I am with you. These people, they have now made themselves the number one citizens. But they are busy. You see these children that attacked them in Uromi, they are not reporting because all the gutter medias in Nigeria, they are the worst enemy of that country. They don't report anything. They never reported that those people were carrying bags and bags of money. And they confessed to these people that it was money they realized from kidnapping people. And those who could not pay ransom, they will buy them. But one Fulani man that is not in neither Nigeria nor Biafra nor Oduduwa, the person will be punished. Their governor will be summoned immediately. To the extent that the Enugu state governor, Peter Mba, is not saying anything about the Hamufu women who came to protest that this is their predicament. Eh? And do you know that Nigeria government now influence Facebook na YouTube not to allow us to say or show certain things? But even na Twitter, you can show anything there. Because all an American, Elon Musk. There, you just show anything you want to show. But they got Facebook. Nigeria government far corrupt to go all the media can now cover for up and now cover and now cover. They will continue to cover until God will just push them up like this, expose them to the whole world. They will be exposed because what Fulani is doing in Nigeria, what Fulani people they are doing in Nigeria, what they are doing in that region, what they are doing in Biafra land, what they are doing in Oduduwa land, only God will expose them. They will be exposed. A Fulani person will be traveling with weapon, gun. They will be given green card to be traveling so that no police on the road will intercept them. That's why these boys suspected them in Uromi and attacked them. Because they came, they said they are hunters. Who are they hunting? How do you go for hunting in a street or on a city?
Can move from this boundary to another boundary, and it is allowed with these your weapons. So what message did we get from there? Compromise and accomplices, which goes in line to validate what the former chief of staff said, T.Y. Danjuma, that the terrorists want Nigeria military operatives, that they collude with the terrorists and they work with them and then they kill Nigerians. So where is their gun license? And let us come back to the car or the vehicle that carried or hauled these people from the acclaimed Port Harcourt to Uromi. So Dangote truck has the license of carrying or conveying or transporting weapons from one part of the country to another. There is a license that one Nigeria has given to Dangote truck to haulage weapons from one part of Nigeria to another. Are we getting the point? Okay. Then, another point is that Dangote truck, according to driving rules, a human being is not supposed to be carried as a commodity in the parking space of a commodity. So, Dangote truck turn human beings to commodity and carry them inside the trucks. You now have dogs. Dogs were inside the same trucks. Human beings of how many? Over 20-something were inside the same trucks, conveying from one place to another with ammunition, guns, and bullets. You see, when they were talking, they did not mention bullets to tell you that they were live bullets. I want to ask everybody, if you carry a gun and you are moving from Port Harcourt to Uromi, is it when you get to Uromi that you don't go and buy the bullet? Or is there one company in Uromi, Edo State, that will deliver the bullet to all of you to go and carry to go for operations? Or you were all with your bullet inside your pocket or inside one bag? Because it is the bullet that will be used on those guns, those rifles that you carry. See, it doesn't matter the name that they give the guns or the ammunition, whether you give it den guns, or you give it dark guns, or you give it white guns, or you give it baby guns, or you give it toy guns. Gun is a gun. Ammunition is an ammunition. Rifle is a rifle. As far as that can kill a rat. A rat is a living thing. The same way that it will fire a rat, the same way it will fire a rodent, is the same way it will fire a human being. And that human being is breathing. It is the same breath that human being has, that a rat and a rodent and a dog and a cat has. So why and how did Dangote now have to come to the point of now being able to convey human beings as commodities? commodity, put inside the boot of a car. Then you carry human being, put inside the boot of a car, carry guns, carry weapons, put inside the same boot, and then travel. Driving rules will tell you that you cannot put human being inside where you put commodity and you drive from point A to point B. But in this very case, we had that the Dangote truck that was used to convey the Fulani travelers, as they are claimed, all of them were inside the Dangote truck. Dogs were there, human beings were there, and then many other things were there. Then guns and bullets were all there. What do we even know, Seth? What is our problem, Seth? Our problem is that everyone are waking up now to see the reality. And I want to challenge the youth of other states and other parts of one Nigeria.
Yes.
You see, in Biafra liberation now, we are liberating Biafra. The Biafra Defense Forces, the Biafra de facto in the homeland, will continue to liberate Biafra, delegitimize the existence of one Nigerian terrorist until we are fully done with them. Yes, dismember them totally. But you all have a duty to play. Learn a lesson from the boldness of the Edo youth. Also, the elders of Biafra land, I want all of you to also learn a lesson from the elders of Edo State. Also learn a lesson from the senators of Edo State. You see, many of the voices that you have heard speaking out now on the channels television, Arise Television, most of them are not Igbos. Most of them are not Biafrans. Most of them are not Ibibios. Most of them are not Efik. Most of them are not Igalas. Most of them are not of the Biafran extract. This is the point I want people to understand. 95% of them are what? The Edos who are speaking up at this point. And how are they speaking? Are they speaking with fear?
No.
Or prejudice? No, they are not speaking with fear. They are speaking with boldness.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if they are going to lose their positions in one Nigerian politics. You see the journalists speaking up boldly with fear of no kind. You see the senators of the Edo Extra speaking up boldly. Tell me one of the Biafran senators that have had the boldness to open their mouth and call a spade against the Fulani terrorists, against the kidnapping of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, against the detention of the Prime Minister, since all this has happened. No. They have all been playing to the gallery with one Nigeria because they love their political positions. But you see, the Edo journalists and youth, the Edo senators, as they want to start speaking, they don't look anybody's face.
Exactly.
Because they are the one counting now, telling you how many villages are under siege by the Fulani terrorists. But your own, because you want to remain relevant in one Nigerian politics. You kept quiet while your women and children were butchered and massacred in Yamufu. While Hope Uzodinma is doing it in Olu, while they are doing it in Umutanzi. While Pitamba is helping the terrorists to do it in Yamufu. While Soludo is helping the terrorists and recruiting more on the order of one Nigerian terrorist to do more in Anambra. Yes. You are all clapping for them. You are clapping for them. So open your eyes now and learn a lesson from what the Edo youth are doing. First, you all will want to hear the best of our speech, right? Okay. The best of our speech is that we condemn justice that is taken without considerations, right? Okay. What is the right word for it? We condemn the burning and the stoning of people to death. Let me put it in a layman term. So go and look for the right grammar and put it. We condemn the stoning and the burning of people in broad daylight to death. As we finish the condemnation, we don't promote somebody invading our lands to cut the heads of our babies, women, and children to death. If there is self-defense to be exercised, ask me why a farmer will defend his or herself when an invader comes in to destroy what he has worked for, which is his own life or our own life. And then he's exercising his self-defense. And one Nigerian terrorist government is telling you, you cannot defend yourself. Allow the terrorist Fulani man to kill you. No. That is why Biafran people have remained provoked. We cannot be classified to be amongst those people that will remain unprovoked while your babies, women, and children are slaughtered on a daily basis. So we condemn burning of people alive in broad daylight, stoning of people to death. That is what people want to hear. I have said that. We condemn that one. Yes. Biafran people condemn that one. Public justice. Now, so when I call them, I can look for the best grammar. I know I use the one way everybody they use all the time. We must always do something different now. Obviously, people will write book and tell us say you have to pronounce it like this. We can't pronounce it like that. We say we condemn stoning people to death and burning people alive. We condemn them. But we uphold and uphold self-defense because it is the only thing that can keep us alive. So everything that is happening in one Nigeria now will favor the Biafran people. Yes, because we have the same terrorists that is coming into our lands. We are building a defense mechanism. When we have been shouting all these same things for years and years, they called us dot in a circle. They called us online countries. They called us whistleblowers. They called us noisemakers. They called us Facebook country, Facebook Biafra. When we have been shouting it and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu preach it, our Prime Minister Mazi Monekpa preach it, they say we are just making noise. But today we love it that the reality is facing everybody. Yeah. Yes. At least we have been vindicated. Yes. We have been exonerated from all our claims, from all that we have been saying. Yeah. So it's left for the entire people in one Nigeria to understand that we all face one common enemy. Yes. And that is the Fulani terrorist invasion, which equals jihad. The earlier you all rise up and understand that one Nigeria has given gun license to Fulani Islamic jihadist terrorists, and they can travel from one point of one Nigeria to another without any stop, without any checking, without any alteration or altercation of any kind. The earlier for you. Because the time don't pass where everybody they talk say it is about Biafra. We are yearning for Biafra. We are calling for Biafra. We have already declared the restoration of Biafra independence. So, our People's General, they declared it in 67. What we did was a restoration of that declaration. We did not redeclare it again, or we did not declare it a second time. No, we restored that declaration that was done. And we are going to do what? Defend it and liberate Biafra land and get the recognition of Biafra on the international stage. So if you are seated on the fence, waiting that Biafran people will at this point come and join you to start shouting, we are already having our own shout in our own domain. We have been shouting our own shout for many days and years now. So we applaud everyone that is standing up now to join the shout. We applaud everyone that is standing up now to join the madness. We want more people to grow mad. We want more people to be madder than us. Yes, please. Don't come and then calm down your madness. We want your own tempo of the madness to increase. If our own has been on 50%, please, we are pleading you people that are upcoming madness in nature against the Fulani terrorists, please, don't have mercy on any terrorists. Don't have mercy on any terrorists that have massacred and cut off the heads of your babies, women, and children on daily basis. Don't have any mercy. Increase your own madness on them to 1,000,000,000%. We are begging you. Yes. Because if you don't do so, nobody will come for you. Have you read the speech or the comment from the DSS director? The active DSS director, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the one I was playing for you people. I played the DSS director said, and they're all attacking him. He said that people should defend themselves. Now, everybody should tag Alexander Stubb in his, what is it called? X handle, Twitter handle, to hear where the Directorate State Secretary, DSS man, is saying that everybody in their state should equip themselves and defend themselves from these terrorists. Now they have vindicated Onyendu. Now our PM has been vindicated. Self-defense. My people, it was a very long broadcast yesterday. We have spent 2 hours here. I will tell you in summary some of the things he said. He said that we media should be disseminating this narrative of letting Biafrans know that we cannot continue saying, oh, if it were to be when Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here, this would not have happened. If it were when PM was here, this would not have happened. How many years will Onyendu use in teaching us? How many years will he teach us before we learn? When are we going to display what he taught us? How many years will our PM teach us for us to learn that when he is not around, we have to move on? When Onyendu was held, not arrested, he was kidnapped from Kenya, renditioned him to Nigeria. Did PM stop? PM beckoned on the DOS. The DOS, who sold Onyendu, they knew that PM was genuine. They don't want that genuinity. They drove him away. PM left them. That's why we are all attacking all the motions of Madam Baobab, Ngozi Orabueze. Sabotua nke ntị ike, mana ọ dagonu. Ya bịa kunie ka ifu. Ya na Caterpillar na ndị otie. Fadago, they have fallen because Fabiero is of Biafra. She came to do her bidding for Fulanese so that Kafa Wewike now infiltrate the whole Biafra land. But today it's happening everywhere. So it's now a rain that falls on every roof, which is making me happy. Fakobandi Nigeria go. Okwa first na an online country. Now everybody is going to be online country. Why are they putting it on the internet? So he's telling us to let people understand that we can do it even when these our leaders were not there, because when Onyendu was not there, PM carried on. He never relaxed. He carried on with our liberation, with our freedom. Whether the Finland have baptized it to be terrorism, I don't know for them. Why are they defending Ukraine? Why did they come out from USSR to become Finland? Were they Finland before? They were USSR. They came out and became Finland. So is Biafrans. When we were Biafrans, they came in 1914 to amalgamate us. Now it's not working. And we are coming out. We're out already. We are now Biafrans. So we should not be there sitting saying, oh, if it were to be when PM was here. No, my people, we can do it. Donald Trump said that they can make America great again. We can make Biafra great again. We were Biafra before they amalgamated us. And we are going back to make Biafra great again. My people, try and donate. We cannot be crying about saboteurs, those who sabotaged what PM was doing. And Ngozi Orabu Fulani and Orabu Eze and Orabu Okpa, she still goes to Finland to supply them with evidence against our PM. That woman is not for Biafra. She wants to be the governor of Anambra in 2027, and they gave her the assignment. That's the gossip. And in freedom fight, anything goes. Ebe bụ na o wepụtara onwe to be a saboteur. Ụkpa niile anyị pakịrị bunye, ọ ga-ebue n'isi ya. Ọ ga-ebue, ọ bụ eziokwu ọbasị. Ngozi Orabu Fulani ga-ebue. Ọ mụrụ onye Fulani ụmụ ịnọ. Ụmụ ịnọ. Ọ dị ka ọ ga-arapụ ndị Fulani ọ mụrụ ụmụ bịa sọpọtụ gị. She can never. She's a Fulani woman. Omechasi, blessed be the soul of Muhammad. Not even the soul of our Lord Jesus Christ. To tell you na nwa ya nwa bụ onye ọ na-akpụ isi anyị, una fro forehead ya, ọbịa ọ dịka o nwere ife o bu n'iru, o were wig kwachie ya, onye alụlụmanị. N'elu nwatakịrị ọ mụrụ amụ ka ọ na-sabotage. I say, they were going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu somehow to come and disrupt what they n'elu onwe ife ọma maka Biafra. Ọ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bụ Biafra. Biafra bụrụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Ngozi used it to talk. Some people are still following her. So for those of you who think you are on the fence, yesterday I showed you people where our lobbyist Elias was saying that there are 3 categories of Biafrans. Those who are Biafra one Nigerianists, those who are genuine Biafrans fighting with him, and those who are sitting on the fence. So for those of you sitting on the fence, let me tell you clearly that your fence is falling down. Your weight is bringing the fence down. Join Biafrans now to save our land, to save our people, to save our heritage from our ancestors. Take advantage of IOU and biafragov.org/donate. Biafra in USA.org/tax. You will make a little donation. Register your name. Yes. Yes, my sister. Don't be surprised. In a freedom fight, anything can happen. He said, I was surprised reading such from him, but truth must be told. It cannot be suppressed forever. That was what happened to DSS man. Yeah. So, my fellow Biafrans, as I'm about to round up, we have been here now for 2 hours, 10 minutes. I thank you all for joining. We must come together, make our donations, support our gallant men, our angels on ground. You can see now that so many states are now defending themselves from the terrorists, and their governors are being summoned as if to say the Fulanis are better citizens than us. But God will take them back where they came from Futajalon. We have no connection with them. And when Biafra comes, Nigeria will still be our neighbors. Oduduwa will be our neighbors. That is if Nigeria survive this wave of disintegration. I will love you all and leave you and see you whenever God said that we can meet again. But left with me, it is my desire to sacrifice coming every day to educate Biafrans. Yes, to educate Biafrans. Yes, I will look for that video and post it to Alexander Stubbs' Twitter handle. I've always posted things to him to see. That is if he reads English. You know that Finland people don't speak English. If I had continued with this, my Minister of Information broadcast, he made mention of when our PM, we are going to, some people will go to Finland for protest in solidarity with our PM. So my people, we have tried for today and we will continue as God permits us. We can never leave our ancestral land to the Fulanis. No, we have no business with them, no connection. Let them go back to where they came. Let them go back there. We have no business with them. Fulani ada waru. They hardly take their bath. They live in the bush. We don't live in the bush. We are very decent people. But because of our decency, they thought, as Buhari called us a dot, they thought that we are easy, easy not to crack. No way. No way. We are not. Ndị Igbo si no, nzogbu enyimba. You can't. You can't match us down. No way. With our decency, if you try us, if you're gonna woto, that's why they are using military, using helicopter, using private jet, armored tank. Why don't they come to fight Biafrans man to man? Then they will know which one is which. Impossible. My fellow Biafrans, I love you all so much. Maria, my sister, you are wonderful. I thank you. This is my number here. Call me anytime and we will continue to talk about Biafra. Take advantage of this link and make donation, my Biafrans, so that we will continue to support our angels on ground. And I say, may God continue to bless you people. And I say, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Biafra coming is a task that must be done. Ndi laya may defeat Natai. It's impossible. If their forefathers in 1808, 1950, 1960 could not defeat us, not this generation. It's impossible. They cannot. I love you and leave you. And I say good evening from here. Thank you all for watching. And remember to share it so that it goes viral.